I'm having trouble catching my breath.
You should sit down and make sure you breathe. You need to get that oxygen in your system.
I'll just drink some water. It'll be fine, right?
Yes, but you need to breathe in the oxygen that your body needs right now. Without oxygen, your body cannot perform cellular respiration efficiently. We're talking about that right now in biology.
Oh yeah. I don't remember that. I wasn't there that day in class.
Cellular respiration is the process that breaks down glucose into simpler forms like carbon dioxide and water in order to harvest energy. Remember glycolysis? It's when glucose is oxidized into 2 pyruvate molecules while producing 2NADH and 2 ATP molecules. The pyruvate molecules are transferred into the mitochondrion and then converted into acetyl-CoA while at the same time producing carbon dioxide and even more NADH.
Glycolysis is the first step, right?
Exactly. Acetyl-CoA is used to produce NADH, FADH2, carbon dioxide, and 2 ATP molecules in the second step called the citric acid cycle.
Wait, it's coming back to me. When NADH and FADH2 are produced, they act as electron carriers, which take electrons to the electron transport chain.
Right! That is the first step of oxidative phosphorylation, where water is produced along with an electrochemical gradient of protons.
This process produces the most ATP molecules out of all the steps of cellular respiration. And the second step of oxidative phosphorylation is called chemiosmosis.
See, I knew you knew it deep down inside.
Okay, this is really coming back to me now. Oxygen is important because it receives electrons and protons to form water molecules.
Yes, for that reason, oxygen is called a terminal electron acceptor, and is actually the best electron acceptor. Humans, among other organisms, undergo aerobic respiration and uses oxygen. Other organisms, such as bacteria and archaea, use anaerobic respiration, which doesn't require oxygen.
But how did cellular respiration originate in an atmosphere with low oxygen?
You know, I don't know, but I know someone who does. To the laboratory!
Finally, a cure for death.
Hello, fellow scientists.
Got a question for you. How did cellular respiration happen when there was little to no atmospheric oxygen?
Well, cellular respiration has been an organic process since the evolution of the Luca, or the last universal common ancestor of all living organisms. The Luca was capable of surviving on the small traces of oxygen in the early biosphere, which is primarily created by the photolysis of water. This is the spontaneous splitting of water using sunlight.
In a study conducted by Jose Castrosana and Matti Saraste, they were able to screen the European Molecular Biology Laboratory's database to determine proteins important for aerobic respiration present in the Luca. The major protein found, cytochrome oxidase, is one found in all 3 domains of life: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Since it is found in all domains in the Luca, the process of oxygenic respiration is believed to have branched off of one organism.
They also found that cytochrome oxidase is homologous to nitric oxide reductase, a protein that's important in denitrification, and it traces back to before cytochrome oxidase. This led them to conclude that nitric oxide reductase was the initial cause of aerobic respiration.
That's really neat. Who knew how similar we are to organisms that lived billions of years ago?
How did this relate to photosynthesis? Both processes require oxygen. How did that evolve with little oxygen present?
Photosynthesis did not evolve until after oxygenic respiration. In a highly reducing atmosphere, organisms called cyanobacteria developed a water-splitting enzyme that separated the hydrogen and oxygen atoms.
This allowed for the cyanobacteria to use oxygen for photosynthesis, and the rise of photosynthetic cyanobacteria increased the oxygen levels in the atmosphere, naturally selecting against organisms that did not use oxygen as an electron acceptor.
The top diagram shows the divergence of the 3 domains from the last universal common ancestor. The bottom diagram is a timeline showing the different energy capturing mechanisms used by living organisms.
Wow, I've learned so much today. I think I'm ready for another run.
Great! Don't forget to breathe!
I won't.